Tonight. Opening game 1 of the season, home cooking, a lot of love in the building. We'll see if they get to treat these fans to what they've been waiting all summer for. And of course, Freak playing here tonight. You probably heard his story by now. Lost a friend of a long time in the off-season. Very tough to deal with, obviously. How hard is it going to be for him to get his focus back, Shane?
It's going to be tough, Ernie. He lost someone that he knew for a long time, and it's going to weigh on him. This will be one of his most trying seasons of his career.
Man, I feel for Freak, man. It's not going to be easy. I mean, but it's an opportunity to grow. You know, a lot of guys, Ernie, you put in this position, you know, you just kind of let the court be your refuge, man. Like, this guy is a strong kid. Strong kid.
So well said, Kevin. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan standing by.
Finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. It's Western Conference NBA action. The Memphis Grizzlies. Smith checked in for Minnesota. The Grizzlies trail by 4. So on the floor for Minnesota, Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Towns is out there with Garnett, and it's Smith in at the 1 spot. Here's Wiggins, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Wiggins has got 7 points.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Here's Galloway. Outside Randolph. It's Allen on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Stolen by Martin.
They're losing their concentration here, guys. Some sloppy play going on right now.
Yeah, 2 turnovers in a row, and that's always a recipe for disaster.
And that one's good.
He's got to quit while he's ahead, Kev. It worked that last time, but that's an invitation for a turnover.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Allen dishes to Galloway. Back to Allen. Pass to Randolph. 6 to shoot. Shoots from the baseline. It's rebounded by Towns.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Allen passes to Randolph. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. 5th, the Timberwolves.
There's not a whole lot to complain about with these numbers. I mean, they made a commitment to rebounding last year, and it was obvious. It showed on a consistent basis. They put great effort into rebounding the ball last season.
All right, Memphis, you got your 3 girls on the court. Give them a nice round of applause.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Gasol. Great showing for him last season. 8th in block, and he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
I tell you what, he was on serious lane patrol last season. Great anticipation and timing. That's how he ended up as a top 10 shot blocker.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. White's checked in. Timberwolves also changing it up. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Garnett. And Shabazz Muhammad subbed in for Martin. Galloway kicks to right, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Stokes is checked in for Marc Gasol. Minnesota also with the sub. Shang's checked in. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Timberwolves.
And they've made an effort to get to the line here in the first half, guys, and it's starting to pay off.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Levine's checked in for Minnesota.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that. Pretty one-handed flush.
Here's Pekovic. The shot is off, and Memphis the other way now. Galloway, the pass to Wright. Feeds to Galloway. Wright sets a screen. Here's Galloway. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And that one's good. And now it's only a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Move the ball. Stick it to
Here's Levine and a big-time jam right there.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
Galloway kicks to Wright. Lets it go from 11. Second shot opportunity. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. So he picks up just one from the line that time.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Here's Galloway. The teardrop falls in.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Zhang, a screen. Passes it to Muhammad. It's stolen by Green. Here's Galloway. 1:36 left in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range. So I'd have to agree with you, partner.
.127 left in the first quarter. Levine kicks to Smith. For 3. No good. Excellent D there from Allen. And that one's good.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Here's Green. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Got it despite fading back a bit.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
Minnesota leading by 4. Here's Levine.
Move the ball and stick it too much.
6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 11. It's rebounded by Memphis. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Galloway. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Now just a 2-point Timberwolves lead.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Levine. Kicks to Smith. Right through the D for the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Galloway. And the rejection by Zhang. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Minnesota on top, up by 4. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talked to point guard Mike Conley, and as he told us before the game, he still feels a championship is within reach.
We feel like we're a team that's had...
One big reason why not them is Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Memphis. Allen comes in for Michael Conley. Minnesota also making some changes. Garnett comes in for Nikola Pekovic. And Smith subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. Then there's Tyler Hansbrough. That's Tony Allen. And it's Galloway at the point guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
It's stolen by Allen. Back to Randolph. It's stolen by Garnett. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Towns. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And it's an 11-point Minnesota lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Galloway, the pass to Green. 5 on the clock. They get the rebound.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
A look now at where the Timberwolves ranked in the NBA last year. 3rd in free throw percentage. 5th in rebounding. And also, they were in the top 10 when it came to fast break points. I mean, they weren't afraid to play the game at a fast pace and run a little bit.
And looking back at their superb free throw percentage, it speaks volumes about their skill level and mental focus. They had very few letdowns in concentration.
Picked by Randolph. Here's Galloway, and it's blocked. Oh, and here comes Smith, all alone. Hammers it home to polish off the break. Well, a bit of a tragic note for Freak. He'll be playing this season after the loss of a longtime friend over the summer break.
Yeah, that's hard to hear, and certainly going to be difficult for him to work through that. Going to be on his mind all year. Never easy to go on about business as usual when you have that kind of heartache and loss. Well, I tell you what, they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy, fast break baskets.
And on a really nice run here. And defensively, you've got to force them to operate in the half court. It allows you to put bodies on bodies.
Here's Galloway. That one a little long.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Free throw good, Wiggins.
Well, just take a look at what Wiggins has done tonight. He's got 8 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
White, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Conley now comes in for Langston Galloway. Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota. Muhammad comes in for Kevin Martin.
Stay down. Stay down.
And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. In 3rd, the Grizzlies.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoy playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Stokes is checked in for the Grizzlies. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Levine's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. Pass to Muhammad. Smith with a screen on Green. Here's Levine, covered by Conley. Here's Muhammad. No good off the front iron. The Grizzlies trail by 17. Allen left side. Garnett with the block. They recover it. And again, Memphis no good.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition. Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Allen dishes to Conley. It's stolen by Smith. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Conley kicks to right. Looking to end the run. Levine with the rebound.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
That's a 2 from Smith. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
The pass to Stokes from 12 feet out. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Stokes has got his second basket of the night. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. It's stolen by Green. Outside Conley. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first half. Offensive rebound. Stokes can't get it to go.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And that one's good.
Scoring well here at the midway point, and now they're starting to put some distance between them.
Well, offensively, they just continue to roll. I mean, they're padding that lead bit by bit as a result.
To the inside. Right. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Levine passes to Smith. Chang a screen. The feed to Muhammad. Here's Smith. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Allen. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Conley up top. Here's the teardrop. And the layup is good. Conley's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, such a field shot there. The floater.
Fires for 3. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
What a humongous shot to cap their run going into the break. They finished off that half on a roll.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Timberwolves ahead, just dominating this one. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
Guys, that was the perfect way to start this game. Let's go over some stuff and do more of the same in the second half. We've been able to force a lot of turnovers, and we've crashed in on them. That's been terrific. Keep doing just what you have been. As soon as we get our hands on the ball, push it, and let's catch them on their heels. We were able to make an impact with our low-post offense. Let's continue to exploit those good mismatches in the paint. And when we get back on the court, let's do everything in our power to get the ball into the post. I want us feeding it down low at every opportunity. That's it for now. Let's stay focused and close this one out strong.
All right, Memphis, you got your Grizzlies. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get. Minnesota making some changes. Nikola Pekovic comes in for Kevin Garnett. And Smith subbed in for Ricky Rubio. On the court for Minnesota, Wiggins outside at the 3 with Anthony Towns at the 4. Smith is out there with Martin, and it's Pekovic in at the 5 spot.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Grizzlies have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. And it's Conley penetrating. And there's Marc Gasol on the assist by Conley. Conley's got his 3rd assist on the night. Smith kicks to Towns. Here's Wiggins. Sweet little floater. Wiggins has got 11 points.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Grizzlies have gone 3 of 6 in the 3rd quarter, 50% from the field. Allen against Smith. To the middle. Conley dishes to Gasol. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Some changes for Memphis. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Green. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Allen. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Gasol inside, and so he draws the foul on the shot and trip to the line to shoot 2. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
The offensive rebound. It's blocked. Now Randolph. Conley with it. Now Smith defending. There's a screen by Hansbrough. The dish to Randolph. Conley for 3. And the rebound goes to Martin. Martin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Towns kicks to Wiggins. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
And stolen by Pekovic. Smith for 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Randolph's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Smith against Conley. Out to the right wing. There's a screen by Hansbrough. Towns with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Martin with the ball. And he gets the bucket. Martin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
There's a screen by Hansbrough. And it's Conley penetrating. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 12.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Inside, it's deflected. And Hansbrough slams it in.
Fellas, that 2-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Towns, that falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Galloway. He's got 8. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And it's Martin penetrating. Smith outside. The 3-pointer, no good.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Gasol, a screen on Martin. Dishes to Hansbrough. Misses from close range. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Martin. 20 points for Andrew Wiggins.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
And it's Conley penetrating. Galloway. Good work defensively by Martin.
You know what? His finishing ability not really at the level that you would expect from a pro. So he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Been a big game for Smith. He has 18 points and 2 steals. Some effective offense making passes, and he's also been hitting from deep with the 3-ball.
And Clark, he's got the D on his heels. Smart passing, hot shooting. That is a deadly combination.
Some changes for Memphis. Jarnell Stokes comes in for Marc Gasol. And Brandon Wright is subbed in for Tyler Hansbrough. Minnesota also making some changes. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Towns. Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Kevin Martin. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Another miss by Minnesota. Randolph's shot is good. Randolph's got 5 points so far.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Here's Dang. It's deflected. They retain possession. And that one falls for Nikola Begovic. Zach LaVine's checked in for Smith. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K sports crew. Thanking you for tuning in. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the post-game show.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
You're not going to see a lot of guys have 15 rebounds in a night. He was hustling all game long and didn't seem to waver at all. You could sort of tell early that this was going to be a great game for him.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
It was a great win for the team tonight. What can you take out of such a positive overall performance?
Well, winning a game like this gives us a lot of momentum going forward. So we just got to take that, keep running with it, And be careful not to let it get to our heads, right?
Are you getting the ball as much as you'd like out there?
That kind of thing doesn't matter to me. As long as we're winning games, I don't care how much I have the ball in my hands. I really don't. The team comes first. You know that.
You went through a lot last year as you got acclimated to being in the NBA. And then you went through a tough time in the offseason with the death of your childhood friend Victor. Can you explain your mindset to us as you try to move forward this season?
You're right. It's definitely been a challenging year. My rookie season, it all seems like a blur now. And losing Vic, that was one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with in my life. But I'm here now, in a great situation for me to grow my game. And my focus on the game of basketball. 100%, 10 times 10. And I'm gonna do whatever I can to bring this team a championship. But that's all I got. Thank you.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Well, for Denver, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And the topic here, prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you...
Player. I was pretty fast for my side, but my strength was my biggest edge. In the half court, barbecue chicken alert. I had to put that work in, Ernie.
That about wraps it up for here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again later.
That's the 5th barbecue chicken alert.
The Timberwolves look to take charge here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Last outing for Minnesota, they won that game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
I mean, no stress in that one. The game almost looked like a shoot-around for him. I mean, amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Alinari comes in for Kenneth Faried. Vasquez, he's checked in for Barton. And it's Livingston in for Moutier. So out there for the Nuggets right now. Wilson Chandler out there with Hickson. Then there's Gallinari. Then it's Vasquez. And it's Livingston in at the 1 spot.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay. I had a chance to check out some stats for Vasquez. Last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 5 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
Clock at 4. Bekovic pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Here is Livingston. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Kings in Sacramento. Here's Levine. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Levine's got his first 3 points of the game.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
And Chandler, here we go. Count the bucket.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Minnesota leading by 4. Again, Doris Burke spoke with Mike Malone. Doris?
Kevin, on paper, it's hard to pick a winner in this game based solely on the two teams' statistics and records, which coach acknowledged are very comparable. Therefore, he said, it comes down to energy and effort. We'll see how this one goes.
Thanks for that, Doris. Boy, any edge you can get, guys, in a matchup like this is huge.
Yeah, I expect this to be a very tight contest the whole way through.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it turned out any other way. I mean, you have to dig really deep to find significant differences between these two teams.
Shot off the pick. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Now just a 2-point Minnesota lead. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. And Muhammad kicks to Levine. And it's Denver with the rebound. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, you know, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
Hey, Greg, we got to be honest here, which is really the only way I roll. Neither of these teams are world beaters. I mean, but you've got to start somewhere. A win tonight would be a step in the right direction.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Chandler, no good. Last outing for Denver, they won that game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done.
Nuggets making a change here. Stauskas is checked in. The Nuggets trail by 5. There's the pass to Livingston. Now, here is Gallinari. Muhammad covering. From 13, and too long on the shot. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
Denver's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Hickson with the bucket.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Smith outside. No good with the triple. Here is Livingston. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. A nice shot by Gallinari. We sat down with Freak to discuss how he's handling the loss of his close friend. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Freak Clark and his family.
Without question. I mean, it's a really difficult road to navigate, the loss of a loved one or a close friend. And sometimes, even though it's difficult, with that kind of weight on your heart, the focus you have to give to the game can sometimes be a source of solitude, because you really can't be thinking about anything else when you get between those lines. And sometimes that can be helpful in the process of moving forward.
Well said. Your perspective is always appreciated.
Appreciate that, Kevin.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Taking a look at the Nuggets. Fareed and Nurkic in the middle. Stauskas is out there with Moutier, and it's Gallinari in at the small forward position. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Now, here's Moutier. Not a lot of room. And here's Stauskas from the arc, and he gets it to go. Stauskas has got it all tied up now for Denver. Wiggins drives in. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. That's a thing of beauty.
Now here's Moutier, covered by Smith. With his first shot attempt, Moutier, no good.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Wiggins kicks to Smith. A 3-ball. And it's Denver with the rebound. Here's Moutier. Here's Barton. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Minnesota's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here we go, all alone. Stauskas dishes to Moutier. Here's Fareed. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
Exactly. Both teams will make substitutions. Minnesota leading by 6. Pekovic with a screen. Smith with a wide open look. Nailed from three-point land.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Chandler attacking.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling. Chandler having a good one. He's got 14 points and also a block shot.
The baseline J. Muhammad, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 6. Here's Stauskas. Nurkic, the pass to Livingston. Chandler with a screen for Gallinari. Chandler outside. A three-pointer off the mark.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And Muhammad kicks to Pekovic. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible, incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
And Gallinari kicks to Nurkic. Back to Gallinari. Here is Livingston. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. That one goes. Count it.
They're on fire from mid-range, guys. They found the weakness in the defense, and they're exploiting it to a T.
And it's not often you see a team as efficient from that short 17, as I like to call it, but it's really worked well for them today.
Passes it to Bekovic. Clock at 6. Muhammad dishes to Smith. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Boy, this is the slip thing.
35 seconds left here in the second. Livingston passes to Chandler. And stolen by Jang. Levine kicks to Muhammad. Smith for 3. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
You know, he almost pulled the trigger on that possession, but recognized that there was a better option. That's what we mean by playing for your teammates.
Here is Livingston. He kicks to Gallinari with 1 on the clock. And so we wrap up the first. Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. Without a question, Wilson Chandler displaying his skills today.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Here's Smith. 9 points in the game so far. Anthony Towns and Bekovic are up front. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. And it's Smith in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Oh, that's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. On defense, Denver. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Shot clock at 5. Here's Towns, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Towns has got 15 points.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Grizzlies was just a man on a mission. He ended with 20 points and played some lockdown defense as well, causing havoc on both ends of the floor. If his play in the first game of the season is any indicator to the kind of year he's going to have, all you can say is look out, league. Guys?
Thanks for the great report, Doris. Guys, the way he carried them that night, I thought was truly incredible.
Unreal. I mean, he was literally on another planet in that game. He did it all on the floor.
What's interesting to me, guys, is to see how much energy he's able to play with here tonight. I mean, his legs still have to be a little heavy from that last game.
Minnesota leading by 4 to the paint. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Denver making a switch here. Stauskas is checked in. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
And, guys, something every team strives for is getting points off of turnovers, and they've done that here in both halves.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And that one's good. Hickson's got 8.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Wiggins, it's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 4th assist in this one. The Nuggets trail by 6. Pass to Hickson. Here is Livingston. Muhammad covering. Hickson, a screen on Smith. Here's Gallinari. Rebound, Minnesota. Pekovic has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Smith for 3. And another 3 for Minnesota.
McGee just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Denver's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now, here is Gallinari. He's guarded closely. Muhammad with the steal. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Smith's running. And that one's good. Pekovic.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. The Nuggets 3rd, 5th the Timberwolves.
I mean, these clubs are almost a mirror image of one another in that regard. You look at the rebounding numbers, really impressive just how physically dominant they both are in the paint.
Gorgie Dangs checked in for Minnesota. Dean comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Timberwolves leading by 10. Here's Levine. Fires from the line. Denver grabs the miss. Hickson's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And now we have a chance to check out Freak here. Some last season stats for him. 3rd in three-point shooting, and he was such a reliable option offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And he's the best kind of three-point specialist, the kind that doesn't need a lot of shots to light that scoreboard up. Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Pekovic. He has 8 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
Ricky Rubio checked in for Minnesota. Fareed dishes to Stauskas. Here's the screen. That one wide left.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Rubio, the pass to Dang, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risks to see if they can cut that lead down.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there. One of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it. And you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not.
Norkic checked in for J.J. Hickson. Here's Stauskas, covered by Smith. Pulls up, high post. And stolen by Pekovic. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. A baseline J, and there's Muhammad. That's good on the assist by Smith. Muhammad's got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves. Denver's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now, here is Gallinari. He's got 10. From the arc, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Timberwolves on top as they wrap up the 3rd quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The 4th quarter is coming up next. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Timberwolves leading by 14. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So out there for the Nuggets right now, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Gallinari is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then it's Moutier, and it's Barton in at the 2 spot. Smith on the wing.
Move the ball. Sticking too much.
Garnett outside. Martin gets a screen from Smith. Martin attacking. He used that pick to get in close. Martin's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Minnesota.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Out left to the wing. Now here's Moutier, covered by Rubio. 6 to shoot. Moutier kicks to Chandler. Here's Barton, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Timberwolves leading by 14. Garnett, the screen. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. Outside for Martin. Tries it from 19. The shot misses. And it's Denver the other way.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Chandler outside. From outside, off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Gallinari against Smith. Inside. Here's Dang. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Chandler, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Denver.
Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Wiggins is checked in. Some changes for Minnesota. Towns, he's checked in for Gorgie Dan. And Smith subbed in for Ricky Rubio. The Nuggets also changing it up. Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for Hickson. Vasquez comes in for Will Barton, and it's Livingston in for Moutier. And he gets it to go. And that's 12 points for Garnett.
A very good half for them from the field. They've got their shooting percentage up over 50%.
Yeah, their offense heating up, and anytime you shoot it this well, you're going to give yourself a chance to get the double.
Livingston, that's good.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
And here's Smith.
Move the ball. Sticking too much.
Pulls it up. No good off the front iron. Nuggets have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47%. Doubled by Smith. Gallinari wide open. And the 3 off target.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the player.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Towns. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Vasquez kicks to Livingston. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's the bucket. Good.
And look, he's not the best athlete, but he's able to create the space he needs to operate.
Smith outside.
Move the ball. Stick asking too much.
Down low, here's Dang, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot, he'll shoot two.
That's his fifth personal foul. Shooting for Minnesota.
That free throw missing.
2 shots.
So he comes up empty at the line. It's stolen by Smith. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win.
Good win, good win, good win. Oh, yeah. Good win.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan player of the game. He stepped up his game tonight, getting it done all game long and making the plays whenever they needed him to.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.